Welcome to the Eric Avasar Show. I'm not even sure if I'm going to pronounce the man's name right, but I am sure he's one of the best center backs in all of England. Jose Fonte, center back of Portuguese nationality, has handed in his transfer request at Southampton. And this is massive news. Really just huge when you look at what he means to Southampton. Played an absolutely crucial role in the Saints achieving back-to-back promotions, getting promoted from League One to the Championship, and then from the Championship to the Premier League. Really, it's a shame from Southampton's point of view that he wants out because he means so much to the club. I mean, he was playing his prime years in the third division and did not get a call up to the Portuguese national team until he turned 30. Talk about a late bloomer. But the recently crowned Euro champion wants to leave, so I'm going to break down where he could end up. Let's look at the top English clubs and how he could fit in. Starting off with Chelsea. Chelsea is smarting from their 2-0 defeat against Tottenham. Perhaps that could compel Antonio Conte to try and splash into the transfer market. He's going with a back three now. He's got Gary Cahill, who's unreliable. Cesar Azpilicueta, who's a great defender but got exposed by Dele Alli. And, not too many other options. John Terry really doesn't start anymore. Kurt Zuma is dealing with his knee injury. Branislav Ivanovic really looks past it. So it could happen, but do I think it will? No, not quite. In second place, Liverpool probably has the worst defense out of all championship contenders in the Premier League. Fonte potentially be reunited with former Southampton teammate Dejan Lovren. Liverpool have their issues at center back. Joel Matip, fitness issues. Ragnar Klavan has been solid so far, but hasn't really proven he can get it done on a consistent basis as of yet, and he's not exactly a young spring chicken either. So ultimately, I do not think Fonte will be offered the money that he wants to make at Liverpool either. I think part of the reason why he wants to leave right now is due to the money. Of course, those contract negotiations got contentious. In third place with Tottenham, the temptation could be there to reunite with his former manager, Mauricio Pochettino. However, that's where I think things getting interesting ends. It's not an interesting option. It's not a realistic option because Tottenham has the best center back pairing in the English Premier League with Toby Alderweireld and, of course, Jan Vertonghen. Fantastic center back pairing. Fonte won't accept anything less than being a first choice selection. So Tottenham, not a realistic option. Arsenal, come on, get out of here. Arsenal's not going to buy Jose Fonte. It's not going to happen. Move on. All right. Where do I think Fonte could end up? Well, I think most likely one of the two Manchesters. And I say that because of the managers. Pep Guardiola does not like developing young talent. He wants the finished product. All right. He was gifted one of the best squads in the history of football with Barcelona, where he won 5 trophies in 1 year. And then he moved on to Bayern Munich, where he was a complete failure because he did not win the Champions League, which is exactly what he was hired to do. All right, so he wants players who can get it done. I think he is losing confidence in John Stones. He knows that Nicolas Otamendi, although he's a great center back, can be a loose cannon. Fonte can provide stability and really help the side, and they're going to be willing to pay him the wages he wants. The same thing can be said for Mourinho at Manchester United, another guy who wants guys who do not need to be developed, who don't need to be nurtured and grown. He wants guys who can contribute right away. That's what Fonte can do. Eric Bailly has been a terrific center back for Manchester United so far. He is going to be just potentially world class. I mean, we're talking about a guy who used to lock down Cristiano Ronaldo in La Liga. But beyond that, Phil Jones and Christopher Smalling have not developed the way Manchester United hoped for. So, that leaves room for Jose Fonte. And I think when you look at how desperate Manchester United will be to improve their squad in the January transfer window, and they're always desperate in every transfer window, they're going to look at Fonte, who's, even though he's 33 years old, he can get it done right away. They're going to pay up that Big transfer fee that I'm sure Southampton will want, relatively big for a player of his age. And, they'll offer him the greatest wages he's ever seen. So I think Jose Fonte will leave for Manchester United. But don't discount Benfica necessarily. All right, they are looking like a great squad, can offer Champions League football. And, Fonte played there for 2 years. So don't rule them out if he's really not leaving Southampton for the money, but I suspect that's part of it. So ultimately, my prediction, Jose Fonte ends up at Manchester United. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel.